Have any of you used your talent to help the sales department create business by doing videos of potential clients? And if so, could you share it with us?
I've tried many times. I think it's Dave Ryan actually in town. He did DJs in cars getting coffee, which is ripped from Seinfeld, which I've ripped every idea I've ever done in my entire career. So that's a compliment to him. It didn't really pan out. You know, a lot of times you come up with an idea that's organic and it's liquid and it really works, but sales wants you to put, a logo in this corner, but then watermark this, but then use their 30-second intro and then have the orthodontist talk. I want to hear an orthodontist talk in a video. So I've tried unsuccessfully thus far to accomplish that. I don't know about my gentleman to my right.
I haven't had, I'm waiting for them to say let's do it, but like you were saying, you don't want it to be a commercial. In this day and age, being that direct, I don't think works that well for advertising. I'm like subtle product placement, if I'm doing, it can be, Bill's Balloons in that balloon video, you know what I mean? You get the logo out there. 30 Rock did it great. They would have product placement everywhere that was super subtle, and I think you can do that in a situation like this.
Well, if you would agree to it, I'd love to get you guys to do a generic video for me that I could use to help personalize the experience of a local radio station that I could use to help sell the medium on a national and regional basis.
I've got nothing but time.
Yeah, and Erica, I have done something similar to that. When I was with CBS in Pittsburgh, we did an event called the Fish Fry broadcast. The morning show during Lent would get various churches, fire halls, schools to compete for a Friday broadcast. We wanted to sell that for the following year. So I went to a couple of fish fries. I shot video on my phone, the loads of people that were there, took screenshots of the website showing the comments of how people were so grateful to have this broadcast at their location, and showed some of the metrics on the listeners, how many votes, how many web hits there were, and how much money was raised, and the opportunity that was of value to the advertiser. So that's one of the things that I was utilized for at CBS, was creating either promotional pitches or recaps of big events.
Give some tips on editing and going through that process. How much do you guys storyboard when you go through and doing this type of stuff? Sometimes, especially with us jocks, a lot of stuff comes to the top of our head and we're like, oh, we like this, we like that. A lot of times, me as a jock, I don't like to go into video too much because it's way too much of a process, versus you're on the radio, you hit it and you quit it and you're done. So what's your storyboard process like? What's your editing process like?
I think it depends what you're doing. Like when I did Do the Pooh and the other stupid music videos I did, I'm one of those crazy creatives. I saw it in my head. I wrote the song literally in 10 minutes, and I know exactly what it's going to look like. It didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to, but I had an idea. Okay, we're going to do this shot here, and then this shot with this person there, and then this shot there. And like Greg will tell you, he always overshoots everything. You always have so much extra footage. And when you're in the zone, maybe it'd be funnier if we put Drake on a chair as opposed to sitting on the stair. And I think you kind of just end up with a lot of ideas kind of on the fly.
You could put him in the air.
Like it just doesn't care. Not rehearsed, on the fly. But then like the heavy metal videos, which Big Machine Records didn't really care for. Thanks, Maddie and Tay. I would just film those on a cell phone. I'd literally put it here, and I'd sing into it 3 times, edit the footage, and I was done. And they all kind of look the same. They're in black and white, so you didn't have to do any color correction. And that's like working smarter, not harder. If you don't, color is half a video. It's all lighting and color. So if you do them in black and white, which I wouldn't lean on all the time, it's so much less work, which I did those on purpose, because if I were to try to shoot that on like a DSLR and try to, do all the video, the color balancing and everything, it's a lot of time.
Yeah, I think what Chris says is right. It depends on the kind of video you're doing. Like the one that opened up my portion of the demo here was a video I did called Radio Fellas, which is a whole takeoff on Goodfellas. And that one I actually sat down and wrote an entire script for. Yeah, because I knew exactly what I was going to do. I do I play various roles in there and all like that, so I want to be word for word. However, though, when I'm on the street and like with the Justin Bieber fans, you can't script that, and a lot of times that's a good thing, because some of the best moments you're going to have in your video are the things you don't plan, and they're the reactions that you get from the people that you talk to, and or even just the The one of where, it's money, cash, hoes. That's called The Lifestyle of a DJ, where I'm throwing up the top ramen and acting like I'm balling kind of thing. That, I just went and shot a lot of stuff. And then when I sat down to edit, I'm like, okay, how am I going to put this together? And it was just kind of like putting a puzzle together. So there is no really direct way, I would say, to do it. But, that's part of the fun of it, is you get to be creative with it that way.
I take my idea. I mean, you saw most of mine, that stuff you should know, ripping off the NBC deal, and it's just kind of like it says, stuff you should know. But I'll take my idea, whatever it is, Batmaning around the office. I try to take as much topical stuff as I can. Like I did a Pokemon video this week, because why the hell wouldn't I? So you have that initial idea, and then I just kind of write out the beats of, all right, well, this time, I'm gonna. What did I do? I'm going to throw the balloon with the traffic people. And then I knew my punchline at the end was going to be, it explodes. So if you kind of write that out, like beat 1 is this, beat 2 is this, beat 3 is this, that keeps you organized. But then, always open to shooting additional. I shoot probably way more than I ever use. I mean, if I'm having, I kind of play the rule of threes with it, but I'll shoot like 5 or 6 different beats just to see what's best.
I'll find 2. Respectfully, I'm going to get crucified for this. We're not the best actors in the world. Let's just be real here. I'm probably the least funny person in the room. So I think if you really write stuff out, except for Greg. Greg's really funny. Then I watch mine that I try to do like Greg, but not nearly as funny, and I get pissed off. But I think if we ad-lib, like the Batman thing, get hit in the back of the head with a football. I don't know if you guys planned that out or not, because it didn't look like you did.
That's like a reoccurring. That's Brian Conroy, our publicity guy. He is injuring me in 90. If you see, he's injuring me in 90% of the videos. It's mainly for me.
Well, it looked
and
real.
other people like it. So,
but I think the more we can be loose, and it's just like on the air. Let's say someone calls and I want to go this way, but they go that way. I'm probably gonna go that way. Just be loose and be ready to play, and not have it be so laid out. That's just what works best for me.
My process, I think, is getting a lot easier because I'm coming up with benchmarks. Just like I do in my afternoon show, I'm doing benchmarks with my videos, with the Stuff You Should Know video. CBS, they're working on an initiative where each day part needs to post, or excuse me, there needs to be 1 video a day, so each day part is taking part of that. So I'm doing 2 videos a week. The other one, it's literally, one of them is me asking my 4-year-old son about current events on Snapchat with Snapchat filters. So I know I have that to go to. I have, it's called pulling stuff out of the microwave. And this one week I was like, hey, Gina, you want some of my lunch? She's like, no, thanks. And I open the microwave and I pull out a bottle of wine and I walk away. And so I can pull whatever I want out of there. I can pull a baby out of there if I want to. But I think having those benchmarks really helps you not stress out about what video am I going to do this week. You can do Ask Eli about, the RNC coming to town. You can pull something else out of the microwave, whatever.
Okay, well, that kind of answered my question. I was wondering if you guys did any video series, because our company lately has been stressing to start series and have them be reoccurring so listeners can find those. Do the other 2 of you have those going on?
Yeah, I just got a job with Town Square, and they're just now, that's to start because it's Town Square, which is great. It's just that's a lot of work, and it's a really long thought process. I did 15 of those country metal videos because I'm an idiot, and then I did a bunch of videos impersonating Scott Stapp from Creed because I know what the top 40 audience wants. That's for next year. Yeah, it's gonna be sponsored by Creed. They're coming back. But those are easy because once you do a couple of them and you set them up, it's just like doing Second Date Update or War of the Roses or Battle of the Sexes or whatever bit you want to do on the air. Once you do it, you kind of just get into a rhythm, and I think you just kind of find your place, and it gets easier every single time.
Yeah, I got one that I'm getting it away right now. I've already shot the first video for it. It's called Dumb Tweets, where basically I just go online, I find the dumbest tweets that people have written, which are not hard to find at all, so it's actually pretty easy to do. So I'm gonna do another one of those pretty soon. I got another one in the works. This is gonna be a short one because I'm kind of thinking in terms of like Instagram and all like that. It's just gonna be words of wisdom with Greg. Like if you ever saw the old Dave Chappelle skit, Negrodamus, or the words with oh God, what's his name? Paul Mooney. It's gonna be something like that. So it'll be like, throughout the centuries, people have wondered, and then I'll come on with just something dumb like, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But if you do vote and don't post about it on social media, it was all a waste. Just something like that, which would be short, quick, that you can throw on stuff like Instagram.
Well, I think we were talking about this at dinner the other night. We were talking about doing a video that is just the build-up, like it's an intro billboard or something, and then the video is really quick, and then it's a closing thing. Andy Riggs out in he's in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah. So he would do these videos, and I did some billboards for them, and they were just graphics. There was just a billboard graphic. So one of them was, and now Riggs has a serious conversation while sporting a bro stash. So Geico had that app where if you put it on your phone, held it up to your face, it had a mustache and a mouth going. Cut to him saying, I really think you have a drinking problem. This has been Riggs has a serious conversation while sporting a bro stash. So it was something silly where the build-up was just the open and close, and the joke was how short the video was. And that's something that you could do on a recurring basis as well.
I think going off your silly thing, I have a personal rule when I shoot my videos. I never do anything serious. And it's mainly because I like being a fool. But my other theory is my news feed, because I follow all our TV stations, is filled with so much doom and gloom. You can just as quickly get an unlike because you're posting something too serious. And I'm sure you post about serious things and stuff too. But I don't know. We're a fun station. I mean, we play Lady Gaga and Journey. Why am I going to talk about depressing stuff?